I'm happy with 20th on a dogshit map like this. No problem at all. Like any round I survive on a map that's this bad, I could not be any happier. Also notice that there's so many people who I've never seen in Division 1. Probably because those who usually play just decided to not even bother with this crap. So let's see what these players are doing at the back right now. Ice is in danger, but he is overtaking a couple players here, so I think that's a couple of that's there. Marius, Shorty, Wonfried and Djokovic is dead as well, and he's actually in. Just look at this round, he's in with +7, and this is what I hate to see. Like right after the round I die, he survives with +9 seconds almost. However, there's a really reasonable explanation for why this happens. Problem is that that ramp, where 3 of them failed, is very buggy, very unstable. I really don't understand why any mapper would put that in a map, or why the devs would still keep that absolute trash in the game. However, as players, there's not a lot we can do about it. I guess the best thing to do is just wait when this bad of a map appears in a cup of the day. But us, some masochists, are still here for some reason. So Riolu seems to be fine. He's a really good dirt player. Unless he fails the ramp there, he is most likely going to stay in. We've got 2 players behind him, but let's stay with Riolu to see if anyone is going to fail the ramp. Usika CLM kind of clips it, and that should be enough to send him out. Sly is still gunning for Elkon and Sika here. He has a bit more speed. He can catch up to Sika as long as he avoids sand, and yes, he does. So Sly stays in. Sika gets knocked out. What an amazing ending there by Sly. He just carried so much speed through that section. So top 13, let's see what happens in the next round. Now the key in that ramp is to only drive over one side. If you drive over the middle, like where the 2 little ramps connect to form a bigger ramp, then you're most likely gonna die. But of course, even just driving on one ramp isn't a guarantee. That's just how bad that block is. So a couple of people already +1 second behind in the start. I know exactly what this feels like. Overall dropping down a lot. So he is in trouble. I think Lyrus is almost dead right now. He needs people to make mistakes here. Let's see if everyone will survive. Shamsi with a shambolic turn. Dexter manages to stay on track. At least he doesn't have to respawn, which should be enough to keep him in 11. However, Lyrus is coming in hot and spicy. Lyrus was just too wide of a line. He actually had him, I think. But he touched the sand both on the left and the right in the end. Just needed to keep his car on dirt, and he would have actually made it. So very fortunate there for Dexter. And let's actually go with Dexter. Let's see if he can survive another round after being given a lifeline there by Sly. So he gets by far the best start. Goes for a wider line there. Definitely pays off. Nobody seems to be going for the overwall cut, which is really smart, because I think that can backfire massively. So we got Djokovic already quite far behind, but we know that anything can happen still. Let's just stay on board with him, as Shad is dropping down quite a lot. Let's see if everyone can survive. Oh, 1 down. I think Shad is half dead. Riolu completely dead. So now it's all up to these guys. Can they just cross the finish line? No problem. Seems like Elkon can do it. So that's the end for Shad and Riolu. And at this point I think it's really hard to call who could take this. Like, Mime is really strong on dirt. Dexter, even though he's a tech player, he looks really strong on here. Scrappy has kind of overtaking Gwen's role in this cup of the day. Ever since Gwen stopped playing, Scrappy has been dominating pretty much. So I'm not sure why they're still on the scoreboard. Let's see if it fixes after the CP. No, I just cannot click on them. Nobody's saying anything in chat. I don't know what's going on. Like, this should be out. And right now it should be Maxi and Djokovic. Now I must have missed someone because I'm pretty sure we're gonna find out in the next check. And that is exactly why you cannot go over the middle there. But let's see what happens here. Does Maxi just get saved? Same goes for Sly. I had a lot of trouble in time attack. I got disconnected twice. So something is definitely wrong with the servers today. I'm not sure what is going on right now. Alright, so the scoreboard is broken, but we're continuing. It's not my internet, because then I would have been kicked from the server. And I cannot see the chat. Something is really wrong, but we've still got the top 7. So let's just forget about these guys, and now it's just one out. So right now it is Dexter who is in danger here. Dexter fighting with Ice, who is wiggling a bit, trying to get more speed, and you can see that it is working for him, because he is pulling away from Dexter. Dexter survives going over the middle, but Scrappy doesn't. So that should be the end for Scrappy, and looks like the shitty ramp is taking victims one by one every round. There's always someone dying there. I think I saw Djokovic die there, but Scrappy should be too far behind. And he does get knocked out. Even though we don't see it. Now while this is switching to the next round, I'm just gonna check Discord. See if anybody is complaining about anything. Yep, some other server died, but anyway, we've got the top 6 here. Now it's these 5 guys who are completely dead. Let's see what happens. We just saw one mistake early there from, and I cannot click on number 6. So this really sucks. But I can however click on Djokovic, who is in last now, but then it's Elcon. And again, if I miss it on the scoreboard when they're in top 5, I just cannot do anything about it. So right now we are watching Djokovic, who is in the last safe spot, but again he goes over the middle. Like, it has to cost him at some point. And this time around it costs Ice, who is completely dead, got killed by the ramp. Has to respawn, and he is so far behind, nobody else is even close. Like, they've all finished already. So this time it's Ice who dies due to the poorly designed ramp. And it really does look like whoever just dies on the ramp is out. It doesn't really matter how good you are on the rest of the map. Makes you wonder how trash like this gets picked. Alright, top 5 right now. So just 4 more rounds. And let's see who is going to take it. I think Dexter there crashed, and Djokovic with a slow start as well. So we know that nothing is decided yet. It's really hard to recover after a crash in the start, because you get the speed penalty, which obviously really sucks in dirt. And Dexter felt the full force of it. Now he goes full risk over there, almost crashes on the right as well. But somehow manages to stabilize. So now Dexter and Djokovic fighting for last. Will everyone survive? Oh, both of them need... What is going on right now? Can he make it? So Dexter, was that the correct decision? I cannot click on Jokovic. But Dexter seems like he has made the correct decision there. He opted not to go for the respawn. Instead, he managed to turtle over back on his wheels, and it fully pays off for him. So he is plus 12, but he's still in. Jokovic gets punished for going over the middle of those ramps, which is something I was talking about. Dexter, on the other hand, opts not to respawn, and it works out. So again, this time it's double kill on the ramps. However, Dexter manages to survive another dodgy round. Also remember Aurel. I think he was almost dead in like round 1 and then stayed in with like plus 15. That was ridiculous. So must have got the ramp wrong. So top 4 and Dexter, exactly the same situation as before. He is quite far behind. He needs someone else to fail the ramp. We know also that Elcon is a keyboard player. I think the rest are all bad players. Triple kill there. What is going on? This is one of the wildest cup of the days. Now I think all of them survived. Plus 10, plus 11, plus 14. This is full random. Mime here is closing in on Aurel so much. But I think Aurel still has it, even though he's still dropping down his speed. And this time it's only Dexter who survived. This is full RNG. I think it's safe to say at this point that this just might be the worst map we've ever had. It genuinely does not matter how good you are. Because sometimes, even if you don't go over the middle, you can still get the slowdown. And then it's just not enough. If you go over the middle and get that slowdown, then you're in the water. But for example, Dexter got like the better slowdown, let's say. Which is why he was at least able to somewhat make the jump and then turtle into the correct position. Anyway, let's go with top 3 Elcon touches. Let's see what's gonna happen. Like, it just makes no sense to even cast anything up until this point, because this is where it's all decided. Aurel survives, everyone survived this point, but then Elcon, like, he was overcompensating, I think. Just trying to be too safe, and his jump just wasn't good enough. He crashes, and it's gonna be Aurel versus Dexter. With Elcon going out now, the ramps claim 0 victims in this round. Quite surprising. So let's see what happens in the last one. I think Dexter has been really lucky in this cup of the day. But we also know that there was that one time where he wasn't just lucky, he made the correct decision. So let's see if Aurel might end up in the water and maybe Dexter can take it that way. Because he is already quite far behind Aurel. Like, you can see just how much more Aurel is comfortable on dirt. Dexter is just making a complete mess of this round right now. So Aurel could maybe even go for the loop. Like, I've never even tried it, not even in time attack, so I have no clue just how much slower that is. But let's see what Aurel decides to do. He goes for it, he survives. Now this should be over now. This should be Aurel's win. No problem there, just needs to avoid crashing. He goes super safe right in the middle. And Aurel will take the lottery cup for the day. I'm not sure if you can even see the GG, but anyway, congratulations to Aurel for winning this shambolic cup for the day edition.